Oh, sorry. My mistake. Hey, welcome everyone. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Little technical hiccup there, but in any event, we're here to celebrate a couple of things tonight. The All American Lodge Award. We're going to talk a little bit about E&F grants and what they've done for the community and different organizations around Orange County and the surrounding areas. Lodge volunteerism. Huge thanks to everyone who's contributed time down at the lodge, and we'll hear more from Greg about that, and then we'll also hear what's coming up in the next couple of weeks here at the lodge on this episode of Elks Care, Elks Share. Here we are. So welcome to tonight's episode or tonight's live stream. I see a few people that are on already, and I know they're all going to be trickling in. Let's see. We have Nicole Sato. Hey, welcome. Stu's here. Kim, Jenny, a bunch of people. And in the bullpen, we have a couple of guests that are going to be speaking on the topics that I had mentioned. So while we're going through this live stream, go ahead and comment in the comment section if you have any questions, or just say hi, and we will try and get to them just as soon as we can, probably towards the end. Now, for some of you watching on mobile, let me just give you a little production tip. Facebook has gone a little crazy and now is doing auto comments. And sometimes these auto comments that show up screen block the lower thirds or when I bring comments on. So there should be an ability to turn those auto comments off, whether you are on mobile or on desktop. So go ahead and do that. I apologize in advance to everything. So as more people trickle in, why don't we go ahead and bring on our exalted ruler, Mr. Greg Morgan. There he is.
Hello, Rick. How are you?
I'm good. You know, I would have never guessed, because I already know, but can anyone tell me where Greg is sitting? Let's see it in the comments and see if anyone can guess. I know there's a bunch of people here watching. So if you know, go ahead and mention it in the comments. And we'll look for that. Greg, there was a number of things that you wanted to talk about prior to bringing on our two guest speakers tonight. So why don't you go ahead and roll into that? And if I see the correct answer, I'll bring that comment on.
Okay, actually, what's first, the hard workers that have been down at the lodge, which, if you don't know, we are doing a major renovation with flooring, paint, new drywall, accent walls, to re-staining and varnishing the bar itself, as well as electrical, all for the stretching what the Ladies League has given us money-wise. And I want to just talk about the Ladies League and how important they are to our lodge, of how they put on events, and the money that they donate is always added during installation and given to the exalted ruler for upgrades on the lodge. So I want a big shout out to those guys, but not to diminish all the work that the volunteers, everything that was done down here has been done by 100% Elk members in good standing. Which brings me to the next topic. If you haven't paid your dues yet, we're still a charity, and we still have charitable contributions that we have to make. So if it's possible, please, we're still running as a charity, so please drop your dues off if you haven't done so. The other things I like to mention is the quilting, the ladies quilting crew. I don't know if they're a crew yet. I'm not sure if they've advanced that, but the ladies who quilt here, Jean Chapman does the quilts for our lodge, and she has a new one coming up that we are gonna post the what the quilt is, and we're going to raffle it off like we do every year. And with those funds, last year's funds from the quilt actually went into, again, the ladies' restroom and the flooring in the lounge, in the bird room, and not the bird room, the game room, and such. So Those are a couple of the items that I wanted to speak out, and also we'll maybe at the end, if we have time, we'll show that our outside patio is near completion, just a little grout left, and that has been done by past Exalted Ruler and also our very own soon-to-be Vice President Dave McLeod, and with the assistance of past District Deputy Grand Exalted Ruler Harvey Bolts. So they've been out there in the rain yesterday and the heat before, so they've bared the elements and have just put a precision tile job in the back patio. And if we have time at the end, we'll go a little bit mobile with the iPad and show you what they've done, and give you a little tour around of what also we've done since our last podcast.
Yeah, I got to say that when you walk through the lodge with all the upgrades and renovations that all the volunteers have been working on for the last several weeks, that it just has a different feel. It has a different vibe as you walk through it. It feels so welcoming, fresh, and it feels like a new home almost. Yeah.
It does. It has, with the earth tones in here, with the wood on the wall and the wood flooring, it's just a warm environment. I was standing in the middle and just imagining when we do open the doors to have our elk family back and our regulars that we have missed so much, and just go back to normal, and I think it's just going to be just a happy surprise for all the members when we come back in, which hopefully is going to be soon. I hope so.
Yeah, I know somebody sent a message into the lodge Facebook page, and I know there's a lodge that's already celebrating in Tennessee. They're open, they're serving food on a limited basis, but they're rolling into it. So hopefully if things go right, we're not that far behind.
Well, it all depends on what Mission Viejo City councilmen tell us what to do. So we're waiting for their guidance at this point.
Yeah. So let's get into the first guest tonight. I know this is something that we're very proud of, and she's very proud of as well, because she definitely had a hand in getting all the resources, getting everything ready, and just all the right documentation and just everything that goes into this. And we're going to bring on Jamie, our past Exalted Ruler, to talk a little bit about the All-American Lodge Award that we recently got. So, hey, Jamie, welcome to the live stream.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Greg. How are you guys?
Good.
Awesome.
Jamie, is there first? You're up north, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I'm at Gilbert's house. So that way I'm not at home alone in my little condo. I can be up here and enjoying time with him.
Outstanding. Well, congratulations. You actually got first place in Division 5, which, if people don't know, that's members, I believe, from 1,100 to, is it 16, 15, 1,500?
1,500.
1,500, thank you. And which makes us a pretty sizable lodge at this point with all of our members. So for the people that don't know, because even when I first started Elkdom All-American Lodge, I thought, well, aren't we all All-American lodges? I mean, we're Elks. So, but there is a distinction here about the award. Can you tell the people out there what the All-American Lodge and what it stands for?
All-American Lodge is pretty much considered and called by many the premier accomplishment and achievement that you can get as a lodge, mostly just because it's a culmination of so many different aspects of Elkdom. It's not that you can just excel in 1, 2, or 3 different areas. You're actually judged on your points for 40 different areas. So you have to really be all around the best lodge in your division to win it.
Well, what are the qualifications and how do they evaluate us from for the award aspect?
Well, everything is set by, I mean, either you accomplish it or you don't. You have to document everything that you have accomplished, what you've completed, and it's based off of a point system. So obviously, the
Can
more
you give
points
some
that,
examples
um,
of such items that need to be checked
yeah,
off?
absolutely. There's, well, like we were just discussing Flag Day. You have to celebrate Flag Day. There's veterans, youth activities, ritual, public relations, Americanism. Um, Another one, like you just mentioned, lapsation, having a low lapsation. So every member actually contributes by paying their dues even. So it's something that the entire membership contributes points to one way or another.
Who are the judges on this All-American Lodge?
So what happens is we had to have the entire package completed and turned into our District Deputy Grand Exalted Ruler Scott Stevens by March 15th. So I gave him a package probably about that thick of all of the documentation. He then reviews everything and moves on the top lodge from each division in our district to the state activities chairman. And that is who reviewed everything and decided that we were number one in the state and has now moved our package on to the national competition.
Is there, when it goes to national, is that a different award then?
It's still, that's the All-American Lodge. So right now we're considered the Chia All-American first place.
Now
Which
explain.
for
No,
those of you,
I know what it is. Tell them what CHIA stands for.
for those of you that don't know, CHIA is California Hawaii Elks Association. So that is our state association that we're a part of, which consists of, I think, about almost 190 different lodges. So to be number one out of 190 of a lot of the most active lodges in Elkdom is definitely a big honor and something that makes me really proud of our entire membership because, like I said, it's not something that's completed or done by one person. It's something that the entire lodge has to come together to accomplish.
How long is that going to take for that to come out?
They said they'll be announcing that in July when we would have had national convention. Yeah.
And do we win anything? Like, do we get like a flag or something? A plaque? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I know that.
I mean, you look at. I'm just saying that because if you go to Orange Lodge and they have all those
banners,
and they're very competitive up there at the Orange Lodge, and it'd be nice to start our collection of All-American banners as well to put it in the lodge room.
I agree, and I think that's something that we probably, if they don't give it to us, I'm sure we can ask them where they purchased them and get one of our own.
We'll just buy one anyway. It'll be nice. So anybody want to contribute, donate money for our banner, please contact Jamie. Venmo her some money.
Thanks. Was I just voluntold?
Yeah, that's what it is. So basically, we won the CHIA, and now it's on a national. But what does it actually mean for the lodge? Do we get any special bonuses or anything?
Yeah, they're going to double our salary.
Outstanding. Okay.
What we do get is we get recognized. Usually you would be at state convention right now. You would actually be brought up on stage and our lodge would be recognized there in front of the rest of the state convention. And it's something that we get bragging rights for and something that just kind of puts our name out there as the lodge that really went above and beyond just the basics of getting by.
Well, bringing that up, I mean, how can we contribute to earn the lodge, a higher qualification? What can we do?
Besides the helping out with the veterans, making sure we're doing plenty of activities that we've always done. So it's just really a matter of tracking them. Things that every member can do, bring in more members. We get for having lower lapsation, for having a higher net gain in membership. There's also for the Grand Exalted Ruler Pin Awards. We got 11 points last year because Mark Nix got a watch. So it was nice to get those little extra points. Then they can contribute to E&F. We get points for that. And that's all things that they can do without actually even having to attend an event.
Oh, very cool. I think we have an officer close to a watch here, don't we?
We do. Kim Maestri is getting pretty close. I think if we have another balloting, but it does have to be completed before the end of June. So I think she's pretty close to, I think she's got a couple that need to just be initiated that have probably already been balloted on, I believe. They just need to be initiated, and then a couple more she only needs to get them balloted on and get them in, and she should be right there. I know she was working hard for it until everything shut down.
Well, it's with our pandemic and our shutdown, initiation has obviously been an issue, but we did get the go ahead, as you know already, Jamie, that we can do initiations via mail for them to sign. They can become members, and then when we do open back up, they do have a window, a 3-month window, I think, where they can come in and actually go through the initiation, because it is something you should do as a member. Just it's a memorable experience. You should do it.
Yep.
So, but we can bring them in, and hopefully Kim will get her I think it's solid gold with diamonds watch in the Elks Lodge, and we're all joking on that. It's a Timex for you out there, but it still has the Elks logo on it, and it's nice, and it's more of what she has accomplished is bringing in and all the members that she has, like Mark Nix has done as well.
Yep. So,
Hey,
is this
by the way,
annual thing?
how far?
Which I hope
how,
it is.
Sorry,
Sorry, Rick, go ahead.
how far away is Kim?
how far? Oh,
She's
Do you
in the
know,
other
do you
room.
know how many more
No.
she needs to get the
Oh.
watch?
I'd have to look it up. I think she's 4 initiates away, but I think she has 2 that are already balloted on and just have to be initiated. So that's where she's pretty close. She already has 2 Grand
Very
Exalted Ruler pins. Don't tell her, it's supposed to be a surprise. But she has 2 Grand Exalted Ruler pins coming already.
Well, I
she's
think the
almost
cat's
there.
out of the bags because she's on this live stream right now. So
Congratulations, Kim. Good job.
yeah.
Your
So
awards. And
we
this is
had
an annual award, right, Jamie? This All-American?
This is an annual award that every year we have the opportunity to apply for. We have applied the last few years. Last year, there were some issues in the district. And the year before, we got 2nd place in the nation. So we've been close before, and hopefully we'll get back there again.
The year before, we got 2nd place in the nation.
We did. We were right behind Orange. Somehow we both snuck, or not Orange. Was it Orange? I think we were behind Orange that year, is before they hit Division 6.
Okay, so all right. So 2nd place means first loser, I'm guessing. We don't get any recognition for that.
Well, no, I mean, I think that we still call ourselves an All-American Lodge for that year.
We do?
I believe so. You'd have to check
Okay.
with some others on that.
Well, I wanted to bring up, because I've been also painting the front room, and I've noticed all the past Exalted Rulers pictures up there, and noticed a few placards below some of the names, that All-American Lodge winner below your name. So does that mean you get a placard below your name this year? And do we need to order that, is what I'm saying?
You'd have to speak with the secretary and find out what the exact rules are on that. So
Okay, all right.
but we did have another announcement today that I think that one they do a gold star for or something.
And what is that?
There is a pretty much state equivalent to the All-American Lodge, which is called the President's Award. And we found out that for Division 5, Mission Viejo won last year, 1st place for the Chia President's Award. So it's a pretty big honor.
Is this all the paperwork that you put in last year?
Is
this
yeah.
how we won?
Yes.
Well, I'd always see you doing paperwork, but I was, you didn't really care. No, I'm just saying.
It's a lot of paperwork. Like I said, the packages get to be about that thick, and it's a lot that you have to put into it. I've already started keeping track, because with your request, I am going to be working on the All-American Lodge and President's Award for this year. So I've already started keeping track. There's things that we've had public relations articles from Andy already sent. We've had plenty of things that we've been doing activities that I sit there and I track, and that's what you got to do to make sure that you have it all at the end. Otherwise, it'd be a really long couple of weeks right before.
Well, I did want to mention that to the viewers that you have done just an exceptional job, and I was just so happy that you accepted to continue on, because I know it is just a ton of paperwork. And again, as volunteers, it's not like, oh yay, I get to sit down and write 15 reports tonight. I know that's it's like you have to wash dishes after 4 Sunday breakfasts or something. It's not exactly that fun. So we really do appreciate what you do as far as the time you commit into these reports. So on behalf of myself and the rest of the members who should be proud that you achieved the status of All-American Lodge, we all thank you.
Thank you, but I can't take all the credit. Like I said, it really does take the entire membership to all I did.
Well, I'll take a little credit. I mean, I don't know what for, but
if I didn't have the information to put together in a report, then it wouldn't matter anyway. One person can't win the American Lodge on their own. It takes the whole lodge. It really does.
Who do you think is Andy Costello the big, a huge part in giving you that information? Who's like the biggest contributor for data for you?
That's kind of a tough one. I get a lot from the Veterans Committee, probably more points from them. Public relations, I believe we get about 50 points from all of that. We max out on those points every year.
Now, is that coming in from like Mike Long? He's our marketing, public relations, excuse me, and Andy. He's our Area 7 marketing. I always forget. He's something Area 7. I apologize, Andy.
If you're watching, Andy. Yeah.
And he's really a big wig
forgive
too.
Greg if you're watching.
I always screw it up. So sorry, Andy.
No, it's every time Andy sends out an article for everybody to look at, I go in, I print that to PDF, so later on I can print the whole package together, keep track of each one of them, and kind of keep a list of everything. So
cool.
Absolutely, he does help. But like I said, the whole lodge helps. Bingo does a ton, and everybody's donations to ENF combined. I mean, our ENF donations are per capita. That's definitely a lot of points that we get as well. We increased our points this year because our net membership was actually increased over the year before pretty well. So everybody that brought in a new member, that was another lot of big increase in points we had.
Well, bingo does do a huge part.
Yeah, bingo contributes in what way?
They've always done a few donations to Elks National Foundation, but also there's lots of youth activities that we get involved in because of our donations that we're able to give because of bingo. That gets us a lot of youth activity points. There's just a lot of things that they give our lodge by everything that all the bingo players do, or not players, well, the money that the bingo players spend, because that then the bingo workers make for our lodge enables us to do all of the charity that we do in order to fill out all of the categories. I mean, most of the categories we max out on. So that's pretty spectacular.
That is.
So Greg.
So Rick.
That being said, what's our plan for this year to exceed that?
To exceed that, well, I'm waiting for Jamie to tell me what to do. No, I am.
Do we get
this? Well, right now,
do you get any extra credit?
I'm trying to work on our lapsation right now with these podcasts, saying, and if you could pay 6 months, you can pay the balance 6 months later, and work on those lapsations, because we still have some dues that need to be taken care of. And again, we're a charity. Just because we're not closed doesn't mean our charity is shut down. That's what we took the oath to, is to sign up into the most premier charitable organization in the United States. So get those dues in. I know it's a tough time. I know. But think of all the money we're saving from not going out. So, and you can just drop it off into the mailbox.
We have a comment here from Tony Pointer, which is which is about the new antler program. So I'm assuming that has also contributed to some of the point total as well. Yeah.
I just had you get a little bit. I think we started to. Can you try that one more time?
Oh, so Tony Pointer commented
Yes,
that
the antlers. Yes, we got points for the
Yes.
antlers. We absolutely did. Yes. So
that's awesome.
we got points for the antlers. We got points for a lot of youth activities, but the antlers in particular also did give us points. Organ donors. I have a list, and you put on the website an organ donor link. That gets us points. Our website gets us points. I mean, there's just so many different things that make us an all-around lodge. That's why it's the All-American Lodge.
And we have Dave Perry, who's an organ donor. I'm an organ donor. Is that something we need to report into the ER or what?
It's something that I've had a list going now of 50 people, because that's all I need is to get our max points, 50 people on my list. I've each year reached back out to those people. There's each year been 5 to 10 of them that are no longer organ donors for some possible medical reason, or they're no longer members, or sadly some have passed away. So I have kind of a gap that I need to fill, and I do know that I've put the Dave Perrys. I think I may have added you this year, Greg. I added
an organ donor, yes.
I believe Tanisha got added on my list. So basically, whoever was walking by when I was working on that part of the thing, I'm like, "Hey, you an organ donor?" So they just kind of got thrown in.
And then how about Stu mentioned flags, and I'm assuming maybe this has to do with the Americanism. You know, if you fly your flags outside, does that add to the tally?
We get points because we fly. So there's actually a point. They have it as if you've raised or lowered your flag however many times. And when I was at National Convention, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. I had kind of struggled with those points, and I actually went up to the fraternal committee and talked to them about that particular point. And I asked them, I said, well, you know, we don't raise our flag every day because it flies permanently. And they said, well, if you're doing it correctly and you have it lit and you're lowering it when you need to, they said, as long as you're doing it correctly, then yeah, you get that full points automatically. So we automatically, because we do have a lot of members. I believe Alan, Larry, Randy all put in a lot of effort. If they know that something needs to happen with the flag, they're out there doing it. So
yeah. And we have Kathy, I'm assuming, is also an organ donor. So congratulations. And thank you for that.
Yep. So
yeah.
Well, I think that do we have any other questions out there that want to comment in? Do we have any, Rick?
I don't see anything that's come in. It's mostly comments about being an organ donor. You know, glad to be counted and great job. So that's awesome. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I know
my pleasure.
There's a little technical difficulty being up way up there in the Northwoods in the middle of nowhere, but it worked out. I'm glad your signal stuck. I know we struggled yesterday because of the storm that came in.
We did.
At least we could hear your message loud and clear. And you know,
awesome.
From my perspective, I know from Greg's as well. We are very grateful for what you've done for the lodge, and congratulations on the first place award.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing you guys in real life again soon.
All right. Thank you, Jamie.
All right. Thanks, Jamie. Take care.
All right. You too.
All right. Well, that was awesome. There was a lot of stuff in there that I didn't realize that these little things add up to be a big thing, obviously.
They did. Actually, I did see all the paperwork and, 40 some different check boxes that you have to go through. And I've seen our lodge, miss just one thing. Like there's one check box for the officers donating money to the Purple Pig, and it can be just $1, but you could lose 5 points, I think it is, if the officers don't donate. And that's an easy 5 points if you're on the ball like Jamie was, and made sure that we all contributed to the Purple Pig and said, hey, could you do this for us? Or like I said, the veteran stuff that she was getting the information from. And, next year, that's why, and this is her first year running it, and she got the All-American Lodge. So I'm excited for her to just run the program again. It's somebody that, hopefully she does it for the, the next, like some of these people, Americanism, they've been sitting in that committee for 15 plus years. I hope she does it like that, because she's very knowledgeable now, and I think we can win it again next year.
Yeah, certainly takes a lot of attention to detail, and now I know why she'd been sitting in that office, with all that paperwork for so long. So, we're grateful for that. All right, so before we bring on our next guest and talk about ENF, there were some things that you wanted to update, talk about towards the end of the episode, but I'm going to bring it up front so we don't forget. And let us know what is happening for next week in this same time slot, and how some of the scheduling adjustments, what those are going to be.
Okay, I think we should stay at the same time at 7 o'clock, but next Tuesday, District as well as Grand Lodge would like to see us do our meetings via Zoom like we're doing now. So we will go ahead and do just your regular Tuesday night lodge meeting from Zoom. And I'm sure that Rick and I will be talking from here till Tuesday and figuring out the logistics as far as, make sure that the people that are coming on are actually members, and they're not, not a member of the Moose Lodge. We can't have those guys in here. So just make sure everybody is, dues paid member here, and that can come on in the meeting and go through really some standard stuff. Just go down the list, and we'll see how we're going to do it logistically yet. I'm trying to see how another lodge is going to do it before we decide. So we'll figure it out, but know that our podcast, we might have to suspend for next week until we get a couple of lodge meetings under our belt.
Okay. Or we may decide to do it on a different night. So either way, I know people enjoy hearing some of the updates and kind of helps them stay connected. So we'll make that determination, and once we iron out next Tuesday's lodge meeting, okay. And I'll send an email out to the entire membership. And here's the thing though, I'm going to give you this one caveat, is that the Zoom room that we do have can only allow 100 virtual viewers at a time. So if you want to join, be one of those 100. Otherwise, you won't be able to come into the room, which means for those that like to log in late, don't log in late. So my only warning. All right. So with that, let's bring on our guest, who's going to talk a little bit about ENF. And she is our Lodge Esquire and ENF chair. Let's welcome to the virtual room, Tanisha Campanelli. How you doing, T?
Hello. How are you? I'm doing well.
Great.
How are you?
Good. You made it.
I did. I'm speeding.
Well, for those of us out there, we see and admire some of the things, well, a lot of the things that Tanisha does, but many of us don't know exactly what she does as far as ENF. For me, it was kind of a learning process last year, being relatively new as an elk, and I certainly learned a lot of the charitable things that ENF does. So we wanted to learn a little bit more and help educate some of our elk members as to some of the great charitable grants that we provide to the community. And that's why Tanisha's here.
Yay.
Well, it's welcome, Tanisha, to
Thank you.
I think our proximity is closer after everybody's figuring out where we're at right now. So we're in two different countries, really different.
Right.
Anyway, one thing that Tanisha's been down to the lodge, I think, for the last, 21 or 22 days straight, because she's been one of the the core people that have been working on our project down here, along with Kim Maestri, Jerry Flores, Kevin Lindley, Mike Shanton, Jeff Stevenson. These guys, I know I'm going to miss someone, but these are the ones that are come down that I see every single day that we've been working down here. It's been nice to be able to work with such a dedicated team. And Tanisha is, we have to tell her to slow down and actually take breaks. She's making the rest of the group look bad with how hard she works. But I missed her last week to talk to her. I was, kind of flying by the seat of my pants on that interview last week. But she is definitely, I hate to say it, guys, but she's our hardest worker down here, and she beat us. So it's embarrassing, but it is what it is. We gotta just take just take it. That's all. But I want to thank you personally for all the hard work that you've put down here. When people come into this lodge, they'll know that it's been our officer corps led by you that has really put the work together and done a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
So with that, I'll take $20 for all those nice words I said about you. No.
That was a lot. That makes the whole day. Thank you very much.
Well, let's talk a little bit about ENF and what does ENF stand for? Here's a quiz. Does everybody know out there in the internet land?
Yeah, let's get some answers.
Let's see. Yeah, let's get some engagement here. First one to win gets Greg's $20.
Not $20. Free when we're open. Free popcorn. Which we got the popcorn stand in place already. We had a monumental day today. The scratcher machine is in place. I've already lost.
Everyone out there is on their other computer doing a Google search for ENF to find out what it stands for.
I want you, Tanisha, just tell them what ENF stands for. They all lose. So.
Okay, so ENF stands for the Elks National Foundation. And with ENF, it helps Elks build stronger communities. They fulfill this pledge by investing in communities where Elks live and work. We also help youth development, lifelong skills, and send students to college, meeting the needs of today's veterans, supporting charitable work in the states of California, and then the Elks Association and projects that improve quality of the life of Elks in the communities that they live in.
Now, as long as being the ENF chair here, you're also the ENF chair in the district as well, aren't you?
I'm the grants chairman in the district. Yeah.
What are you in? You are the ENF chair in the district?
So I'm ENF and grants chairperson here. So it's two chairs, and I'm also the grants chairman in district. Yes.
You're the grants chairman in district. Okay.
That's correct.
Very good. Before I forget, and after I was given the rundown of all the helpers, I don't want to forget about Alan Harkness and Larry Colgan, who are here 8 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon every day doing everything. So I knew I was forgetting someone, and they're always here too. They're just not in the area we're working. They're doing all the behind the scenes, probably harder work than we're doing. So a good shout out to both those guys for doing their work. And again, to Harvey Bolts and Dave McLeod, who again, we forget only because they're in a different room, but they're out there again, 9-10 hours a day making our lodge go good. With that being said, I was going to say, Tanisha, how did we as a lodge do in 2019, and how was it measured?
Actually, as of March 15th of this year, the per capita of Mission Vale, we donated the highest out of our district, which was at $43,910.50. And that was out of 1,100 plus members. We also, and a lot of that came from bingo, which was Jamie was speaking about when she was having her broadcast, that donations from our members are really key to, helping in our community. So.
Well, can you give us a couple examples of some of the events that we have supported earlier in 2019?
Yes, I sure can. So in August of 2019, we put on Party in the Park, and that was a grant that was that we applied for and we got for $2,500, and that promise grant went to the Orange County Rescue Mission, and over 33 Elk members participated in that project. We altogether we had 4 grants that we were that we had gotten. In December of 2019, we had the gratitude grant for another $2,500, which was funded again by ENF, and that was the application we put in and it was approved, which was awesome. And that went to the House of Hope tree lighting celebration. That also went to women and children and families that were basically getting back on their feet, and they're it's a small, maybe about a good 20 children and 20 moms there, just to put them in the right direction. Also during the holiday season, we adopted 2 military families. We took their wish list, and that was for $2,500, and that was also funded by the Beacon Grant. And we used their wish list to get their items that they wanted on their list that they would probably not naturally afford. And those 2 families came from Camp Pendleton. And then April of this year, it was a grant that was kind of latter. We had $2,000 that was funded, and that was recently put into the article that the Mission Viejo Elks donated to the second Harvest Food Bank in Orange County. And then the last one that we got for this year that counts, the grant start April 1st. The application was open, and we have until midnight of April 1st to get this one grant, and that was the gratitude grant, and that was donated by Mission Viejo, the Elks here, for the Laguna Hills VA clinic, which was funded again by the gratitude grant.
Now tell them the Laguna Hills, the VA clinic. I read the email when they sent it back, but tell them what they do with those funds when they get the $2,500.
Well, they're going to use it for celebrations that they have in the area for those veterans that come in. They're also going to use it for just their daily medical supplies and medical needs. This was really a time during COVID, and this is why we were really pushing to get these grants pushed through, so that way they could be more detrimental and they could, work for the veterans and for the people that were in need of food, like for the food bank in the time of need that we have now.
Are there any? There are a few grants out there that we haven't received yet, isn't there? As far as our lodge goes, because they're elusive, very, very exclusive grant. And could you tell them a little bit about like the impact grant?
Well, the impact grant, and then there's 2 of them, which is the freedom, the focus grant and the impact grant. And those grants go from $5,000 to $10,000, and that's basically our Mission Viejo Elks coming together as a team and putting on rebuilding basically a structure, or doing a project that is going to really, really impact our community. And that's why they call it the impact grant. Also, they have for the freedom grant, which is a focus grant for our veterans who are homeless and getting them back into their homes and things like that. So those grants are that high in funds because it's going to take a lot of money to complete the project.
How can we donate to ENF?
Well, I sent Rick the link.
But you just have to go into Elks.
No, I have the link. In general, here's the page. You can go to donations. You can go to elks.org/ENF, and then you would go to the support ENF tab, and there's a direct link in there. Below this video in the description, I will add the direct link, so you'll have that down below. after
Right,
this.
right.
They do that again. That was perfect, actually.
Right there.
That right there was
Down
awesome.
below.
That's full on MTV right there. I love it. Hey, Rick, I got a text message from Diana Wilson saying she's watching this, but she doesn't know how to message. And I'll be honest, I don't either because I just sit up here and talk, so I don't know.
Well, I guess we would have to know where she's watching from. If she's watching from the website, then you can't comment. If you're watching from YouTube or from Facebook, you can just comment in the comment section below the video, and we'll see it right away.
Okay, I hope you heard that, Diana, and we'll get you sorted out here. And or you can just text me of what your thing is. I have my phone right in front of me. So, so we have the link. Is there, as far as ENF? I know Tanisha, you have to go back to wet sanding the bar here in about 15 minutes. So I know you might go back to work. But is there any additional information that you want to give for ENF?
I do. With ENF, we have a per capita, and this time it was around 36.5%. But I would like to really say that I know we do have the purple pig, but ENF really helps the scholarships for students who cannot afford to go to college, really helping those veterans to get into who are homeless to get in their homes. And by each member just donating $10 or $15, or you can go online and donate, monthly or yearly, and give to a great cause. Because when you go up to a national convention, actually the two finalists of the scholarships were brought onto the stage, and they were spectacular, very clear, very well-spoken, and they were just very happy and very appreciative that the Elks gave to the scholarships so they could go to college or even Harvard. I think someone's going to Harvard, and they wouldn't have been able to have that opportunity. So each one of us, each member, if they put in, like I said, $10 or $15, or go in and have it just, it could hit your credit card, quarterly if you wanted to. You just set it up, $25 every quarter, and it's super duper easy. And that also helps us build our per capita, which we missed the impact grant last year because we did not have enough per capita, in our streamline. So it's very important that we do that.
Well, that's a valid point. And I know that when the new members come in, there's a check mark, and most of them do put a donation into ENF for the new members, and it's something that we all should do as members. And correct me if I'm wrong, Tanisha, but isn't there a thing on Amazon too where you can also donate, or is that for the Purple Pig? I can't remember.
I thought that was for the Purple Pig. That is
okay. I'm mistaken on that. But if you just go to the elks.org /ENF, you should be able to donate. And it says I put in $10 at a time, so it doesn't really hurt you. And every little bit counts. And as Tanisha said, if everyone with our 1,200 members, we all put in $10, that's $12,000 that can go to somebody in need. So please don't disregard the link and just go put $10 on there. That'll be a good Elk challenge.
That's a good challenge. I like it.
Yeah, Tanisha, you mentioned, and I apologize if I missed this while I was trying to multitask, but did you share the number, what the 2019 contributions were from the lodge?
Yes. It was I'm going to look at my notes. It was $43,910.50.
So almost $43,000 or $44,000 that the lodge contributed to ENF. And how did that rate in the district?
Well, actually, Mission View is #1 in the district for donations, and we also received the most grants that we applied for, and we got them all. And we had $9,500 in grants for last year. So It was really exciting to see. So it's awesome. Congratulations.
Very
and
cool.
remember, all these contributions added up to the All-American Award as well. So that's great.
Yeah. Awesome.
Do we have any other questions out there in the old interweb? Stuart, I
Let's
saw you out there.
see. Somebody said, and this wasn't me, but
Oh, there it is. ENF is
imagine-
Oh,
an
there
option.
it is. There it is.
on
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazon Smile. There you go. That must be Sandy.
Okay, there you go.
So
Thank you, Sandy.
had no idea. That's awesome.
Okay. Here, I thought I was losing it, but there
Nope,
we go.
you're right.
There you go.
Well, but that's
So
okay.
again, folks, if you would like to contribute, there it is. elks.org/ENF, and then just work your way down to the support ENF tab, and you can see a number of different options there how to contribute to ENF. So with that,
Yeah. Don't get
not
discouraged when
anything
you
else?
go into the website. I want to say, just try, keep on going until you find the support tab. That's awesome.
yeah. Greg, anything else for Tanisha?
No, if you could
Ready
pick
for
up
work.
some more hole punch for tomorrow and some wood putty will be good. No, nothing,
Okay.
nothing for ENF. We're good. We're good.
Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing and educating us a little bit. And I think a lot more members will start paying more attention to what ENF is and how that can benefit a lot of different organizations here in our community. So thank you.
Yeah. And it doesn't, I want to say, if I can, it doesn't take away from the Purple Pig. Eventually, they both work together for the same common goal.
Very good.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you,
Tanisha.
Tanisha.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So there we go. We had two great speakers tonight. Greg learned a lot about the American Lodge, All-American Lodge qualifications, and what a lot of the membership did in the background, probably without knowing, to help the Lodge achieve such a great, prestigious award. And so, and along with that, what Tanisha is doing with ENF and in an indirect way also contributes to that All-American Award as well. So
Yeah, it's big
good
points.
news for the
It's
Lodge.
big points. Yeah, it is. We in our district, we have 8 in our district, and we also, our district here, the Orange Coast District, actually leads so many things nationwide that we're number one always in our Orange Coast District. We do have some competition over there in New Jersey, but other than that, we are just an incredible giving organization here in the Orange Coast District. And it's people like Tanisha and the other ENF chair people at each of our lodges in our district. So my hat's off to them. It's a hard job. It's nonstop. It's night and day. It really is. But I know that it's very fulfilling to the people that do it. So again, my hat's off to them and congratulate all the ones in the district as well as our own Tanisha Campanelli for what she has done for our lodge.
That's awesome. Before we go, I do have to give some kudos to our foreman of this huge undertaking that's been going on at the lodge for about the last month. And your vision, Greg, and your direction and ambition has transformed the lodge. And people will see this once they get a chance to go back in there. Transform this place into literally a new home. And it's so warm down there. It's so welcoming, so fresh. And be proud, folks, to know that when you step into the lodge, you are going to be amazed. So, with Greg's direction and the many, many, many different volunteers out there contributing. Boy, I don't even know if you can quantify the amount of volunteer hours that people have spent down there and put a number to that. But it's probably pretty staggering.
It is. And actually, we do sign in every time somebody comes in and signs out. And the last time we checked, we were at over 1,200 volunteer hours. with all the people down here. Another, members that I want to shout out to is Peter and Jane. They are members, and they're also retired, general contractors. Pete's a general contractor, and what they like to do in their retirement is they've gone and refurbished churches. And it just with the timing where they were in between churches and we were, shut down, that they came in and helped us. I had a conversation with Peter, and I went to the trustees and said, I really want to fix up the front room and get a paint job and maybe rehang some pictures. And now we have torn apart 5 rooms. So it went from, 5 gallons of paint into 3,000 square feet of wood flooring to, drywall, like I said earlier. So, but we've had fun. It's very fulfilling coming down here and working. And for us, I feel very fortunate that, and I feel bad for our rest of our Elks family, because I'm able to see at least a few of my Elks family down here, which has been just an uplifting situation for me. So it's been nice.
Yeah. Well, my hat's off to you. I know you spent, as well as all the other volunteers, have spent a tremendous amount of time, breathe a tremendous amount of dust, and maybe even a few splinters in your under your fingernails as well. So, I'm grateful for the time and effort and the vision that you've done down there. So, thank you again.
Well, thank you. And last thing I want to say is it's just been also a pleasure seeing everyone, the House committee, officers, trustees, all coming together as one. There's no, hey, we got a job to do, let's get it done. And that's the way it's been. It's no nitpicking or back and forth. It's, yeah, we're on the right track. Let's go, go, go. And it's amazing when we all come together as one of what we can accomplish. And I'm so proud of everyone for doing that.
Yeah. So with that, I guess that's a wrap for this evening. Be on the lookout for some communications about the link to the Zoom room for next Tuesday's lodge meeting. We'll firm up the details and get that out to you as soon as possible. And then whether or not we continue, I hope we continue the live stream. It may be on a different night, but be on the lookout for that as well. So
I have just
with
one more comment before you
yeah.
say with that. Also, because we have done such a great job, people have been donating. They want to do the bird room next, which is adjacent to our lounge, in between the restrooms. And so far, we've picked up around 14 boxes of flooring for that room. And if you'd like to contribute, we'll put it on the website, but a box of wood is $50. And because we've stretched all the ladies' monies that they gave us. And so, but now the people that have seen it, the other members said, we really need to do the bird room while we're at it. And so they've donated money. Stephanie Bogarts, shout out to her for donating numerous boxes of wood. Donna Wiles committed, Gary Bennington, Zippy, Tori. I can't even, they're all, when I mention it to them, they say, I'll buy 2 boxes. I'll buy 4 boxes. So let's put that on the website. And if you guys want to contribute for the wood, and then, because as soon as we're done here, if we're still closed, we might put new flooring in the bird room. So keep that in mind if you would, for everyone watching.
What do you have an estimate on? So you have 14 boxes now. What's the estimate of how many boxes you think you'll need?
Well, the total amount, we need 60 boxes of wood, and then the vapor barrier is roughly it's 70 cents a foot, and there's 1,000 feet over there, so it's $700 plus tax. So whatever the plus tax is, that comes out to be about $780. And then we'd have to put baseboard in, which isn't that much, $1.50 a linear. So all said and done, I would say $4,500 is what we're trying to raise for that room.
Okay.
And that's,
so
of course all volunteers doing the work again, and that's where you save all the money.
Yep. So we'll put that information on the website. What's the best way for somebody who wants to contribute now? What's
So
the best
far,
way?
we've set up a Venmo account, and we'll put that on the website as well. It's Tanisha, who is also collecting the money, has a separate account, and that way it's two-way traceable and just the easiest way to transfer money.
Okay, awesome. Well, we'll get that information out to you folks, and then we'll post that on the website so you can contribute or donate if you would like, and help us, finish this new project. So with that, I guess that's it for tonight. Thank you everyone for joining us. Awesome live stream. Really enjoyed being here and talking and learning about ENF and the All-American award. And thanks to Jamie and Tanisha for being here tonight. It was great having them, and didn't have that many technical glitches, so that was great. Apologize, we didn't have enough time to do a walk around, but maybe we'll do a special live stream event just with a walk around to show you where we're at. That way it'll buy us another week, buy Greg and the volunteers another week to tidy things up a bit, and we can show you the progress that's being made down there. So anything else there, Mr. Greg?
Just one more quick shout out to Basha Bills and Gene Chapman, who donated the money for the flooring for the patio. So that also was covered by members, and all the money that we went through with the ladies, and such as the accent wall, there was donations from the officers, Stuart, Jamie. I'm blanking with everyone. Dave Mulligan, who's not even a member. I gave $150 to pay for just those reclaimed wood accent walls. And, it's just been nice to see Jenny, our chaplain, is donating new sconces, as well as Norm Jones has bought two $200 sconces for the other side. And it's just seeing people come together and saying, this is my second home, and this is where I like to be. And we're going to make it like that second home. So if you can give, please think about us and buy a couple boxes of wood, and we'll make it really spectacular when you come back.
Awesome. All right, folks, thanks for joining us. And we will see you next Tuesday at the same time for our lodge meeting, and hope to see you there. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, Rick. Bye.
All right. Take care.
The Elks Lodge has always been my second family, my home to support charity and connect with my fraternal brothers and sisters. In this unprecedented moment in time, we are all searching for answers. And as we maintain solitude at our homes and firesides, this is the time to reflect on our benevolent virtues, to scatter flowers on life's pathway, and to speak words of kindness to each other. It is the time that we must come together as Elks and truly show who we are, to do what is hard and achieve what is great. Our Elks Lodges may be closed, our social quarters silenced, but nothing should impede our high resolve or deafen our ability to hear the cry of distress. This passing moment is ours to come together, lighten each other's burden, inspire each other, love and protect, and come together as one. From our Elks family to yours, please take care of yourself. Remember that together we are all Elk strong.